Kelly, my $262 Wonder with a solid spruce top. It's pretty amazing. I think it sounds great. Even has a tuner in it. Even though I tested it against this tuner, it's quite accurate. But anyways, that's not what I wanted to talk to you about today. I thought today we would take what's familiar and expand it out a little bit. Do something simple with it, but yet inspiring. It'll inspire you to do something different. It'll help maybe with some of those ruts and things to try something else, to explore your guitar a little bit, to think about different ways that you can use this little method that I'm going to show you. And we're going to do a little finger picking as well today. I'm going to just show you a very simple picking style that even though it looks complex, when we slow it down, you'll realize it's not. It's just a matter of your brain connecting and starting slow and speeding up until you get into the groove. And so we're going to talk about that as well today. Guitar, by the way, just in case you'd like to know, I do have it linked up right now to my Bose. It's going out through this little transmitter here wirelessly, and it goes right out to the amplifier. And so the amplifier doesn't have any pedals hanging off of it or anything. It's just set up like you would normally set up a Bose. I put just a little bit of reverb on it, and it's has the high end just down a little bit, and the bass is neutral, and it sounds really, really good, I think. And of course, I do have a microphone down here as well that's also going wireless out to my Bose S1, I think is what they call it. I'll check on that. And it's right here, so it kind of picks up my voice a little more, but it also picks up the natural sound of the guitar a little bit. You'll see the transmitters there. They come with that Bose, by the way. Well, I say they come with it. They're made by Bose, but you have to buy these transmitters separately. But they last. I've had this one for a couple of years now, I think, and I've been using both these transmitters, and they still work. So I haven't had any problems. They link right up. It's really a nice little system. So let's get started on this lesson, okay? And so let's start with the familiar. Well, what's the familiar? It's the G chord. And here it is here. And I'm trying to show you everything here so you can see my fingers. But I'm doing this particular G chord where I take my pinky finger and put it on the E string. My ring finger is actually covering the second string, 3rd fret, same, right next to it. Okay, and then I come up here and take my middle finger and put it on the 3rd fret, 6th string, and the pointer finger, 2nd fret, 5th string. And you see the chord chart there. So that's the familiar. You probably already know this chord. What's nice about this, the way this is you can just take a move over these two fingers, and now you're playing a C9, and they sound good together. Hear that? And then, of course, you can go up here and you can play. If you can just take this finger and cover 2, and if you can't do 2 strings, do 1, and you get a E minor. So anyways, I didn't really want to get into that, but it just so happens that that's why I like the way this G is played, because it has so many possibilities. You notice I don't have to pick up my fingers to get to those chords, G, C, E minor. And then I can do a D sus just by taking my first finger, coming over here to the 3rd string, play the 2nd fret. So it's just trying something different, but we're starting from the familiar, the G chord, wonderful G chord. So what I wanted to show you is if you take this shape, okay, I'm calling it a shape because the minute you move it, it's no longer G. It's a shape. It's a G shape. It's shaped like the G chord, but it's creating another chord, okay? It's just like, well, I won't get into that, but it's just creating another chord. So I call it a G shape because we're moving it, okay? So here it's G, but here it's a G shape, but we're not playing G. And let me just move on just a little bit first. What are we playing? Well, here we know it's the G chord and that the root note is here on the 6th string and the 3rd fret. That note is G. And you can work it out if you want. You start out by playing your open E string, E, F, because E to F is only 1 fret. G, there it is there, G. So when we play this, that's a G, that's a G, that's a G chord, and the root notes are G, and they just happen to be found at the 3rd fret. So guess what? If you move this up 2 frets, now you're using a G shape, but if you play just strings, only these strings, you're going to skip some strings. If you play string 6, 5, 2, and 1. Now you notice my fingers down here. Thumb's playing 6th string and 5th string. And these 2 fingers right here, the middle finger, that's actually an A chord. How do I know? Because here's the root note. This was the root note. Here's G, and it starts over again. A, 2 frets up. That's an A, and that's an A. So we went from G to A just by moving up 2 frets. And if we move up 1 fret, we go from G to A to B flat. Okay, so I want you to remember this B flat one. Okay, so that you'll find that middle finger is at the 6th fret. That's your root note. And you're still only, when you move that shape now, you're only going to play strings 6, 5, 2, and 1. That's it, just those. Skip those middle strings. It'll build, just stay with me now, okay? Okay, so we got the G. We got the B flat. You notice I'm just plucking 3 strings right now. These 2 down here with my middle finger and ring finger, because that's where they belong. They take care of those 2 strings. And actually my pointer finger takes care of the 3rd string, but we're not using it today. It gets a break. It's on vacation. It's going on a road trip. Okay, so there we go. Just these 2, and the thumb is taking care of this string here and this string here, okay? But right now I'm just plucking 6, 2, and 1. Okay, and what is that? Well, that's a B flat. So we went from G to B flat. Now go up 2 more frets. Okay, well, if you go up 1 fret, you go from B flat to B, right? And if you go up 1 more fret, B to C is always 1 fret. So you go to C. All right, I want that C right now because I'm going to show you this. Now hold on. Here's the familiar, the G chord. We know this G chord. You can play all the strings. It's open, it's beautiful, right? But when you move that shape up to the, so that your pointer finger's on the 6th fret, you're now at B flat. And you move up 2 more frets, and now you're at C, okay? So you guys G, B flat, and C, okay? Now listen to this. That sounds real familiar, doesn't it? It goes na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. Na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. Okay, so So there you go right there. That's one thing you could do with that. As you're playing, all of a sudden you hear something. I heard something else in those chords too. Remember, it's the middle finger is going to start on the 3rd string, right? Because that's your G. You move that middle finger up to the 6th fret. Now you're at B flat. And they go up 2 more frets, you're at C, right? Because it's that middle finger is now at the 8th fret. Okay, and I'm just playing right now just to show you strings 6, well, and I might pick up the 5th and the 2nd and the 1st. Just those strings, that's all we're playing. Skip those middle strings. Skip string 3 and 4, okay? All right. Because if you put it in there, it's going to change it, all right? Because you're wanting to pick up the notes to fit those chords. All right, so, well, how about this one? Oops, I missed it. That one, it's the same chords. Well, actually, I added the D flat there, but it's okay. I'm just trying to show you. You can expand out from one little thing just by moving it. I went up 1 away from the C. I'm sure that's not the way they played it. Just like this song, Goodbye. Hey, 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 goodbye, that one. I'm sure that's probably played. Let's see. G, B flat, E, F. And instead of, we're using those chords, except we're not using the F. We're using a C in its place. But F has a C in it, so you can get away with it. The chord F has 3 notes that have to form that chord, and one of them happens to be a C. Okay, so now that I've completely confused you, I hope not, let's talk a little bit about the strum, okay? We'll go back to our... back to our na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. Who wrote that song? I guess it was the company, or the band called, I think it was called Steam. Is that right? It was in the 60s. Anyways, I'll look it up and I'll find out. But anyways, the song is not what I want to teach you. I want you to expand out from the known. And in this case, we're using the G. And I'm picking it, and I'm sure they didn't pick it. Okay, so but it just makes it fun to try different things. Okay, so let's work on that pick a little bit. Okay, so watch my fingers down here. First thing you'll notice, thumb is doing this. And we're going to slow it way down. Because in between, thumb, middle finger, thumb, ring finger, thumb, middle finger, thumb, ring finger, thumb, middle finger, thumb, ring finger. Go and get used to it. You gotta just sit there and do this all day long, drive your family crazy. They'll say, what are you playing? Just not playing anything. I'm practicing a pick. Okay, it's a pick style. And once you get into the groove, you don't think about it, you just do it. I can't tell you how you get to that. I just know you gotta practice it. Start slow and stay slow. Get a metronome, set it until So you're doing this all the time, and all of a sudden you can take that metronome, move it up a little bit, move it up a little faster, a little faster, a little faster, and it'll be comfortable. Thumb, middle finger, thumb, thumb on the 6th string, middle finger, thumb on the 5th string, ring finger, right? Thumb on the 6th string, middle finger, 2nd string, thumb on the 5th string, ring finger, 1st string. I guess I should say it that way. You got it? I'll write it down there for you. And just practice that over and over again, slow. Now you notice I modified that a little bit by giving a downstroke. And when I do that downstroke, I'm using these 2 fingers, the ones that I'm picking with, and they're picking up strings. I'm sort of isolating. It might pick up a little of the 3rd, and it's okay, but it's pretty much just picking up strings 2 and 1, and it just adds a little bit to it. So thumb down, and then I go into the pick. Thumb down. When I think about it, I can't do it. And slow it down. And I slowed down and I couldn't get it. But I hope you get the idea. Is you're starting out with a familiar, and just see how we just built by moving it. Just then moving up to C, and knowing where that root note is, you'll know where you are. But remember, you're changing from a chord to a shape. And then you can find those chords within that shape. In this case, because we know the root note, that's a B flat. There's your C. You know where you're at too. So it kind of makes it fun. And by the way, if this is C and you move up 2, there's the D. D, C, almost made a mistake there, and G. So it makes it kind of fun. And you can use that pick style. What happens when you're learning these things is you have to learn the mechanism of it. But once it gets in your brain and you don't have to think about it anymore, then you can start putting feeling into it, and you can mix it up a little bit. You'll find doing different changes in it. You're not so rigid that you can't move out of it. It's the same thing with strumming. You'll notice when I'm strumming, people say, how do you do that strum? And it's really hard for me to tell you, because I can tell you, but it's going to change because I'm feeling my way through it. Okay, I'm getting into a groove and I just feel it as I move along. I'm not thinking down, down, up, down, up, down. But you have to start from somewhere. So starting from that, learning that down, down, up, down, down, or however you do it, it's a good thing. It really is. But eventually what happens is you don't think about it. You listen to the rhythm of the bass. You listen to the rhythm of the drums. And you find yourself finding it. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you get something out of it, even if it's just one thing. Even if you just get one piece of it. It gives you something different to do and get you out of that rut. All right. Well, I'm going on a road trip. I'm leaving in just a couple days. I actually was going to start sooner. We should have already been on the road trip right now. But I ended up with a water leak at the house, and so I had to get that fixed. In fact, it's getting fixed today. And then I saw that there was some major storms going on in central United States, and I would have hit right in the middle of it. So there's a reason for everything. So there's a little delay, but we're still going. So watch for those videos. I think the first one you're going to see is when we get to Provo. And then we're going to go to Close Guitars. That'll be the first store that I know of. There might be one in between, but pretty sure that's going to be the first one. All right. Well, I'm going to leave it right there. And I hope you all have a great day or night wherever you are in this world.